Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 8 American Cruiser, New Orleans. She has 35,400 health, a top speed of 32.5 knots, 9 203mm guns, 8 secondary guns, a surface detect of 9.5 kilometers, and 49 AA defense rating. For my modules, reduced crit chance on main armament, improved aiming accuracy, reduced the chance of flood and fire, improved acceleration, concealment. For my commander, basic survivability, expert marksman, superintendent, demolition expert, and concealment again. We are on the map, Two Brothers, and this is the New Orleans. Better armor, that's what the tagline was for 0.5.13. Is it true? Let's check it out. The armor obviously is not going to hold up against battleships, but cruisers and destroyers, you should notice it. We're going to be moving over to D point. We got a Farragut in front of us, and I intend to support him. Now, some of you might be questioning my build, like you question everything else about me, and I really don't care about your opinion. But for everyone else who is respectful, just interested, asking the right question, why not steering module? Why are you using acceleration? Well, the US cruisers are notorious for having terrible detectability. Absolutely terrible detectability. I feel that concealment is probably one of the most important stats for any and every ship. So I'm going to make it the best possible. As far as acceleration versus turning, the US cruiser line is very unique. It actually benefits quite a bit from hiding behind an island and firing its guns. It has the velocity, the arc of the shell to go all the way over the island and do damage to an amagi and set the target on fire. So that's my reason for the build. I think it's a legitimate reason. And I am really annoyed by the AA guns just turning themselves off every single time, or at least the indicator. So I'm detected by something out there, but I have a great position where the island is blocking most of the enemy who can engage me. And I'm just trying to set targets on fire. The first fire we set, the battleship put it out. You notice the damage counter is not going up at all. So that means he's more susceptible to a follow-up fire or torpedo, if we could ever get that lucky. The Shorus is taking massive damage because he's showing too much side, of course. And hopefully my team can finish him off. And I'm just looking for targets like the Bismarck. Can we set him on fire? The Amagi in the background don't really have range anymore. Can we set him on fire? We didn't really fire very well. So many naked battleships and cruisers. What is these barbarians? They're beautiful ships. They deserve the coverage of camo. Why would you ever go into battle naked? Alright, there we go. Bismarck, set on fire. Oh, Farragut. Way more important. Gonna elevate the gun, lead the target. The Shorus is dead, of course. I mean, shocker there, right? We do 2,700. Not bad. We incapacitate 3 things. That's... Oh, he's dead. We basically incapacitated torpedoes, secondaries, primaries, steering, propulsion. Enemy Cleveland is bow on. It appears that he's using the island and oh, but you can't turn around that quick, Notser. Yeah, sorry. I was actually very surprised to see the torpedo bomber right there. I was a little afraid that he might actually try and drop on my ship. So I'm going to be very careful. I don't have defensive fire. Don't tell anyone. I like to use people's expectation against them. Yeah, it's a US cruiser. Of course it has defensive fire. Well, no it doesn't. Because hydroacoustic is so good. And most of the time, people are just going to ignore me anyway, expecting defensive fire. But don't tell anyone I told you this. Of course, now we're going to take a lot of attention from aircraft carriers, but it's nothing I can't handle. It's pretty much standard World of Warships for me. People really like killing me, chasing me, getting in the game with me, using the stream for their advantage, not using the stream for their advantage. Whatever, doesn't really matter to me. I'm just trying to do the best I can, inform you of my decision, my thought process, maybe you will know exactly how to address it. That's fine with me. I don't care. So the Cleveland appears to want to move forward. That's what it appears to. I tried to lead him in that direction, but obviously he wasn't moving as quick as I thought. And he could potentially show his broadside. So I fire HE and I swap to AP. He decides to fire at me. Interesting choice. We miss. He takes massive citadels from multiple battleships and he's dead. Thankfully he doesn't set us on fire. And an enemy Bismarck is in the area, so I unload the AP that I just loaded for the Cleveland, and I'm going to fire at the Bismarck. Switch to HE for the follow-up. And we do 5,000. That's not bad at all. That's actually pretty good. I think that's because he hasn't really taken any damage, and I'm just making sure... Oh, double take. Don't want to run into that guy. Great. We set the target on fire. And he'll decide to put it out. He's showing a perfect broadside, and the Hipper is not helping him at all. I think that's a Hipper, right? It's a Bismarcker. That's what it looks like on my screen. Bismarcker. It's absolutely a Hipper. They're not helping each other out. And he does put the fire out. That's not how long it should be. It should be longer. So I don't want to pass up the broadside. Broadside AP is the way to go. But I do want to set the guy on fire. So... eventually, I will just switch back to HE. He shouldn't be immune to it anymore. The AP should do okay damage. And yeah, it's okay. Could have been better. 3 shells ricocheted off of the bow, I believe. That's what it looked like. And we're looking for that fire. Come on, give us a fire. Gotta punish the one fire battleship. And it looks good. No. We only hit with 1 shell, and it did no damage, so... could be better. But we're okay. We haven't really taken much damage. We have used the islands actively to assist us in the destruction of the enemy. The Pensacola and the Hipper are pretty far away. I want to limit the enemies that could engage my ship. So I'm going to fire on the Pensacola. Use the island to block that Bismarck. Notice he's pushing forward. His intent is clear. He wants to do damage to me, my friendly, take D, possibly. My intention is very obvious. I don't want to take any damage from you, Bismarck. I would love if you didn't exist anymore. And it looks like we're going to catch the Pensacola. We set him on fire. Good. Is the fire going to stick? No, well, let's check. It is ticking. It is ticking. Okay. He hasn't put it out. Maybe he can't. Now, if you notice... I am changing my point of view. The camera. You see, it keeps resetting to the center of the ship. If you press C when you're around an island, I can fire my 2 front guns over this island. Try and set the target on fire. The Bismarck should be clear, though. He should easily be able to put out a fire if we set a fire on him. And this is exactly why I dislike the British cruiser line. If a target is bow on and avoiding your shots, you have no answer. He can just absorb it. Your torpedoes are great, but the torpedo range is so garbage, mostly, that you can't use them as a supplement for lacking HE. And I think that's a fair criticism. I don't think they should have put it in. Now, you notice the ship was detected by radar. I think he's using hydroacoustic. I can't think of anything else that would be the reason. He's showing a perfect broadside, though, so we switch to AP. HE's not really viable, or it's not going to get as much damage as this salvo should get us. Oh, nice! 7,000. That's exactly what we wanted to see. His secondaries are just bombarding the area. He fires his main guns. He gets 6K. Here's the other set. He gets 3,700. It could be better, but it could be a lot worse. Some of the British cruiser games where I'm showing very little broadside, yet I'm citadeled and completely wiped out. This one, it's a little bit easier to brawl if you use your angling actively. And he's still showing a perfect broadside, so we're still going to shove in that AP. 3,100. The torpedoes miss, unfortunately. His gun systems were looking towards us, but It looked like he wanted to transition to a destroyer or something like that. And just before our shells reach the target, friendly takes the kill. The enemy hipper that was basically right on top of the Bismarck earlier is detected, and a friendly is going after him. I have a enemy Mogami, but I have AP loaded, Mr. Mogami, and I think he's using the 203s. I need to confirm. I'm looking closely. He does okay damage. We fire broadside, hoping for Citadel. It looks great. Oh, it looks great. Oh, yes. 7,400. Very accurate shots. Honestly, if I had better placement, I would have done more Citadel damage with that dispersion. And we're going to run into the island again. I'm just going to quicken it and then back up from that. While this is going on, I can engage the hipper. The friendly Tirpitz is in active combat with the hipper, and I'm trying to elevate the gun and lead him in the direction he's headed. But my main goal is to take the Mogami out, especially if he's going to just remain broadside. So I'm going to wait for the front guns to be ready so we can all fire at the same time. Again, great dispersion. It looks great. This should be a kill shot. Oh, just barely. We needed to elevate the gun slightly more. Is anyone going to take this kill? He's under 1,000. He's a perfect kill for anyone. Anyone fire your guns. And it looks like we are the victor. We got a Citadel with that shot. Oh, great. We Citadel a guy for 900. Who cares about that? Enemy aircraft carrier drops on our ship. I preemptively, or basically as the fire is burning, put it out with my damage control. There's really not a risk of torpedoes, bombs, HE shells, you name it. It's not really going to happen to the ship. The hipper is still trying to take out the Tirpitz. He sends his torpedoes. The Tirpitz is using his secondaries, his primary. The Tirpitz, I believe, is going to die to the torpedoes. Is he going to get him with his torpedo? Oh, just barely missed the guy. Okay, well, this is technically a kill secure. But I don't want him to live any longer. The Tirpitz deserves that kill. He just didn't live for it. So we're going to help him out. And I depress the gun, fire the AP, expect to kill him. He fires in return. It looks good. The AP ricochets. I switch to HE. We're not going to mess this up again. HE is great just to finish a target off like this. We're getting great dispersion. It looks great. It's tracking true. And we take him out. Great. D is being captured. And we turned a game that was pretty close into a dominant performance. Now, all that's left, where is the enemy aircraft carrier? Last known position, they're over by A. If I was an aircraft carrier, I would probably push B. He probably still feels like he has a chance. And yes, we kill the aircraft. He's not going to get any scouting information from me or the friendly right next to me. I'm going to head back to B. It does look like the aircraft carrier could make a break for the edge, but I don't think he's going to do that. I think the aircraft carrier wants to take B. He feels like he can easily kill one, maybe two of us, and it's that overconfidence that's going to cost him. Based on how he was dropping, I would say he's closer than he is far away. The time that those torpedoes and those dive bombers took to get back to him and come back, it was about, 3 minutes? 4 minutes? That's not the edge of the map distance. But, oh, here comes some more. Okay, well, I think he's honestly closer than I thought. Because that was pretty quick. That was maybe 2 minutes? 2.5, 3? And he does intend to try and dive bomb us, and I am going to stay perpendicular. AA is set to it. We're able to only take, I think, one bomb that set us on fire. Very little damage. He retreats towards his aircraft carrier, of course, and the aircraft carrier, where could it be? The line that he's drawing looks to be somewhere over by the 4-5 line. Oh, yes. He is aggressive. My teammates are not in position to answer this, of course, I'm feeling, yes, we're going to get a free kill. We could even load the AP and just broadside him. Friendly aircraft carrier is attempting to dive bomb and torpedo. He's going to get stopped a little bit, though, by the enemy fighter. Hopefully he can have success, but we certainly will have a lot of success. His dive bombs hit true. He looks to have set him... Oh, man, lots of fire damage. I do have HE loaded, and I fire. I get 4,600. I load AP because I want to kill him, and I feel like I can kill him in one more salvo. But he's turning towards us. He's going to use that angling against me. The AP is going to be less effective. I'm hoping to try and get some flat surface, and we kind of do. We kind of get 4K there as well. And, 8,600. Still got to get the flat surface of that nose. Otherwise, it's probably going to ricochet off. Maybe a little bit too low. Not a single shell hit the flat surface of the front of the carrier. So, yeah, no damage. That's great. Not. Friendlies appear to be moving up the center of the channel, and I'm just trying to get alongside him. Fire as much and do as much. We get 6,800. Nice. The back gun is not in a position, unfortunately, and I didn't want to ram him or anything like that. And of course, the Farragut gets the kill. It's okay. It's a team domination. I'm happy about the outcome. We did 2 kills, 4 citadels, 90,000 points of damage, 2,081 base XP. Friendly Turpids, who died on that hipper, did a good job. Most of my damage, main battery. AP and HE are pretty equal. I was very happy with the performance of the New Orleans. I felt like it felt pretty good. I hope you enjoyed seeing the New Orleans. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.